is me and Jeremy and I have been connecting over Facebook, and we had the opportunity to meet at convention this past convention. This man is wicked. Okay, he really brings the energy, and he's an amazing leader, and he's really someone that we're super grateful to have on this call, because we have such a young and expanding team, and that's what they are doing out west. So Jeremy, a little bit about Jeremy. He is a pro bodyboarder. He's a 2 times USA team member for Olympics for surfing and bodyboarding, 2-time California champion, 2-time top 5 in the United States tour, 8 amateur titles, and he's traveled over 20 countries. Okay. He's also graduated from the University of Phoenix with his bachelor's degree in business management, and he's been on the cover shot of their magazine, on their commercials, and an alumni spokesperson. So Jeremy's also a silver director with USANA. I mean, I'm just clicking the refresh button because he's going to hit gold any minute. And he was the 2012 Rising Star. He got the Teamwork Award and the Growth 100 Award. Okay, so what I love about Jeremy, I mean, I know that Jeremy can mention this to you guys too, but I was listening on a call, and he apparently was doing a newspaper presentation for someone at a Starbucks, and he brought so much energy to that presentation that 3 or 4 random people sat in and listened in on the conversation. How wicked is that? So I want Jeremy to mention a little bit about that, and he has an awesome topic that he'll be talking about today. So Jeremy, thanks so much for being on the call today. I'm going to promote you now to presenter, so you can drop some knowledge bombs on our team this morning. And once again, thanks for joining us today.
Boom. Like single, I would just have a girl that I was interested in just like listen to you. I was like, hey, listen to this guy. He's talking about me. So that was so good, man. Well, let me get to the point. I'm so excited. It's 8 a.m. in the morning right now in California. It is beautiful. And I'm just so excited to be on this call. And I'm going to tell you right now, we had a powerful event yesterday in the States. We have this thing called Super Saturday. And the stuff that we learned from Dr. Ladd, Aaron Din, everybody was off the hook. So all the stuff that I learned there, I'm going to bring into this training as well, but with my own little twist. So yeah, like Mike said, my background is bodyboarding, guys. And you might be like, what the heck is that? It's basically surfing. So I remember getting stopped in airports all the time. They're like, your career is bodyboarding. I was like, yeah, I ride waves. They're like, that's not a career. Go get a job. So I actually dealt with that kind of stuff for a long time. And that's how I kind of got introduced to USANA. But let me go back a few steps after that. So with my bodyboarding career, that was my full-time passion. From morning to night, that's all I thought about my whole life. That's literally it. And when my dad was like, hey, when you graduate high school, you have to go to school. I was like, man, still I'm making money with this thing. I get to travel. And at the time, I was traveling like 9 months out of the year. But like a good son, I did what my dad said. And I actually went to University of Phoenix. And I did twice as many units as a full-time student while traveling the world. If you want to talk about stress and giving your cells like not proper nutrition, that was the time. And you know, I was always a hard worker, and it's something that my parents really instilled in me. But with hard work in this generation, it doesn't matter how hard you work. One thing that I've kind of learned is that you have to be in the right place at the right time with the right people in the right company, and that's literally USANA. But I'll go back into literally how I got introduced to this company. So I was bodyboarding, and I wound up having a pretty serious injury. I wound up breaking my back. And when you break your back in any sport, friends, you're done. D-O-N-E, done. And that happened to me. And it's basically my whole identity was in this sport, and that injury came and I didn't know what was next. I was like, wow, I'm a college student with $50,000 of debt. I have this injury. I don't really have any sponsors to support me anymore. And more importantly, I'm like, what's the next step? So I moved in with my parents. And at the time, I was dating a girl. She winds up cheating on me, getting pregnant with someone else's kid. And I'm like, wow, like, can anything else get worse? And it just kept getting worse and worse. And I got depressed. And during that time, I gained like 20 to 25 extra pounds. I went from being a professional athlete, traveling around the world, to now being a fat boy living with my parents and depressed. And on top of that, I couldn't even get a job. I was like, oh my gosh, like I did everything I was supposed to do. I went to school, I got a 4.0, I got on the cover of my magazine. I did all these things and I still couldn't really get like a secure job, what I thought. Long story short, I fought through that, and I wound up getting hired as a business analyst in LA. Really, really fun kind of job. But one thing I understood is when I did that, I still needed more money. And I only have a certain amount of hours in a day, but I had to get another job. So I wound up becoming a valet worker. And when I was doing that, telling you, it was kind of fun in the beginning to drive all these nice cars, but in time you want those nice cars. And I believe every single step I was on in my USANA journey, or in my journey before USANA, happened when USANA kind of came in play. So going to work full time, being a valet worker, and not really getting to do what I wanted to do, which was surf, go travel around the world. And I literally was just bummed out on my life. I went from having a dream life to no life. And I was at the beach and I was praying. I had my physical therapist and all that stuff, and I got the green light to get back in the water. But I had so much fear. I didn't want to get hurt again. And I was fat. I was literally a big boy. And a lifeguard at the beach recognized me. And he came up to me in his lifeguard truck, and he's like, hey, you're that kid, Jeremy Wright. And I was like, oh my gosh, people remember me. This is awesome. And I was like, yeah, man, that's me. And he was like, what happened to you? And I was like, looked at him like, what the heck? What do you mean? And he looked at me dead in the eyes, and he's like, you got fat. Oh man, I'm telling you, it didn't feel good. I was so bummed. And that guy who looked at me in the eyes and said that and recognized me, his name is Joe Kachka, new gold director in USANA. So at the time, he was a silver director, and he was just like, man, like I could help you get into shape and I could help you make money. And I was like, oh man, this guy's trying to sell me something. I was like, no, I'm not into it. He's like, just give me a second. Let me buy you lunch. And I was like, free food? I'm there. So literally the guy brought me and bought me Chipotle, which is a burrito place here in the States. And I met with him. He showed me the entire USANA presentation. And at the end, I was so negative because my brother, he did about 5 different network marketing companies and failed at all 5. And I had just had a really bad stigma to this industry. And I was like, man, I'm totally not doing this. And he just said, you know what, let's look at it, man. I work as a lifeguard. I'm a photographer. I'm a bartender. I can't do that for much longer. This is why I'm doing USANA. You should do it. And I got excited after that because I was like, he's right. He's like 37. He's doing all those things. I was like, I don't want to do that. And literally, I came home and I told my parents about it, and I never got so much rejection from my parents, who were seriously the most supportive parents in the world. And when that happened, I just shut down to the USANA opportunity. I just tried the products, and man, I'm telling you right now, if you want to get people to believe in what you're doing, just get them on the products. And that's what Joe Kachka did. He just got me on the products. My first weekend doing the reset, I lost about 9 pounds in 5 days. Friends, I'm telling you, if you get somebody to lose that kind of weight in 5 days and they're single, oh my gosh, you just changed their life. Their confidence goes up, they feel better, they're pumped up. And I just said, dude, I need to keep going. And in about 2 months, I lost about 25 pounds. And if you're working corporate jobs, if you're working any kind of jobs, if you're around people and they see a change like that, guess what they're going to ask you? How the heck did you do it? And literally, all I did was refer people to Joe Kachka. I said, dude, this guy's doing a business. He got these products. Talk to him. You fast forward 3 months from there, I wound up giving Joe more customers, I think, than he had. And he was like, Jeremy, let's sit back down with this guy, Suman Kim, and go over this. And Suman Kim is a Ruby director in the business. I wound up going to this guy, Suman Kim's house. It was a nice house with nice cars and really nice people. So I was like, this is awesome. And long story short, they helped me change my mindset and my belief in this company, because I saw that Suman Kim was somebody who retired his mom, bought her a house, and was able to bring his wife home full time. And I was like, you know what? This guy's only 30. something years old. If he could do it, maybe I can do it. And I looked at them dead in the face and I said, guys, are you going to help me? And they said, yeah, we will help you every single step of the way. And that's what USANA is all about, helping people. So that's basically how I got in the company. And it's so exciting. I came in with the products, not the opportunity. But I'll tell you guys, in less than 6 months, I was able to quit my full-time job in LA. In less than a year, I had no boss, no job. I became debt-free through this company. And more importantly, I made a comeback in my bodyboarding career, my passion. And so I'll kind of get into that, but I want to talk about how USANA can fit into any lifestyle. Because if you look at my mindset earlier, I had a lot of pride and a small bank account. And I tell people that all the time. I tell them, you have to humble yourself if you're going to look at this opportunity with me. Because if you're at where you want to be looking at this with me. But most likely you're not. So check this out. And I do it with a smile, baby. And I tell people, USANA, the reason why it fits in anybody's lifestyle is how many of your friends want more health? Now, if you're driving, I know you're nodding your head. If you're listening to this and taking notes, you're probably pumped up too. You're like, everybody. And I said, how many of my friends want extra money? And I started laughing. I was like, everybody. And that's how USANA could fit into your lifestyle. But you might be like, well, Jeremy, how did you do it now that you're making a comeback career? You're about to go to Puerto Rico in a few weeks. You're leaving all these places. And that's a challenge for me. I'm not like a big time leader in the company. And so I'm telling you right now, you have to develop skills. One big skill that I have is promoting events, and I do that pretty well with my team. But this whole process of USANA is a process, friends. So if you're brand new in the company and you're that girl who hit share and believer, I'm so proud of you. That is amazing. But there's a process in anything in life. If you want to be a good athlete, guess what? You got to put in time. If you want to be a good student, you got to put in time and work. Same with this business. You look at Anna, and that's the dream life. But I guarantee she put in work that nobody knows about. And that's what this company is all about, guys. You really, if you want that kind of success in lifestyle, we got to put in work. And one thing I like about it is that USANA, it's not just about us. It's about pulling out of others what they have already. I brought my friend Phil to the live event yesterday, and it was just wild how much limiting beliefs this guy had. He was a college student, all this stuff, and the dude was delivering pizzas. I'm like, dude, you're 27 years old and you're delivering pizzas. Nothing wrong with that, but like, didn't you go to school for something? And with all this negativity, all the people he's around, he just couldn't believe in himself. And I'm telling you right now, friends, there are so many people out there that they look at our Facebook, they look at our posts, and they just want to be a part of that community. And it will take time for my friend Phil to come up with the funds and really do that. But guess what? He just wants to be around a community of people that are going places. And if you're on this call right now, trust me, you're going somewhere. You're on a team with Anna. Trust me, you're going somewhere. I don't know if you guys saw her Instagram this morning, but I was at the gym swimming on my way home. I was reading it. I was like, wow, this girl's about to be in like Colombia for a month and then Mexico for a month. I'm like, that's a dream life. So what I do is I like sharing those kind of stories with my friends. And I always tell people, like USANA, being a student, being a full-time employee, it didn't just come full-time for me. You know what? This whole USANA journey, it's going to polish anything that you're good at. If you're a good speaker, you'll be better. If you're good with people, you'll be better. This USANA opportunity just makes you better in life. And I'm so excited that you're on this call because guess what? You're going to be better. And I live by this phrase, better your best. It is amazing if you really dig into that. Better your best every single day. And my last thing I really want to touch on is consistency. Oh man, if you talk to Suman Kim, he'll be like, man, Jeremy's really not that good at this business, but he's freaking consistent. I mean, I'm telling you, I just said, Suman, what will it take me to do what you have? He's like, you got to be consistent. And in this business, especially, friends, I know we have team members. You're like, this guy's going to be the next diamond director. This girl's going to be like Tracy Winkman. And then you don't see him in like a week. And you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? Consistency and their why. Their why is not strong enough. And as leaders, we really got to help people with their why. Leadership is probably one of my weakest skill sets in this company. And guess what? To get to the next level, you have to be a leader.